Well, I saw that like the Pokemon cards, which I think you're into, right?
Yes.
I saw that some stores were had signs banning adults from buying them.
Well, because they're scalpers.
Yeah, the newest packs.
And then, like,
Yeah.
I saw people like asking to like have friends join them, or like friends who had kids to join. Is that why you had a kid? You're like, no, she loves Pokemon cards.
I'm buying it for my 1-month-old.
Really, I'd love to take the kid out for a walk all day.
Do I? Oh, okay, I'll admit it. So,
Hey, look,
Not
there's no shame.
so I mean, the Pokemon centers, you can only buy 5 packs, and normally in stores they limit how
Or
many.
one box.
Yeah.
Or one box if
Yeah,
you're lucky.
if you're
If they
lucky.
even have boxes.
Yeah.
So what I would do is go to Pokemon Center, and I would just go straight to the cashier because that's where you get them.
Yep.
And I'd buy my 5 packs. I would go back in, and I'd look around, and I might buy like a little something. I go to the cash register and buy 5 more packs. And then if I'd do it again later on. You know, Sunshine City, they have it there, the Pokemon Center.
They're not gonna recognize me in the third.
Bro,
one.
Well-
those stores are rammed.
Exactly, they are. And I always get a little something, and I hope I don't get the same cashier.
Right.
They have lines of them. If I get the same cashier, and it's happened twice in a row, it's like, God damn it, I have to buy this thing and not get any packs. But luckily, I get somebody else like,
Well,
get 5 of them.
That's a strat.
Well, actually, this one's last one was for my kids. This one's for me, actually.
Yeah,
you know.
investing.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
third one's
exactly.
for my cousin.
Well, I bought, I mean, this was 2015. I even made a video on my channel. I bought all of the old stuff.
All right.
Base set,
the 151?
Jungle, first edition.
Oh
shit.
shit! Aren't those like 10 grand a pack?
20, depending.
Yeah. I mean, OG jungle packs go for
Did you
like
open
10,
it?
15 now.
You just keep the pack.
No, you don't want to do that.
So,
I saw Ludwig open his packs and fucking got nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the scariest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Sometimes if you're lucky, you can open.
my collection.
Oh
my little bit.
Wait, no, you have the
I'll, I'll show you.
Hold on, I need to see this.
Hold on, yeah. Where is
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I think I saw at Lud's house because he has like a bunch of PSA
Yeah, that's-
glass boxes.
That's
Yeah.
my collection.
Oh my god!
So I've got even the Australian Jungle Rare booster box had the red print on Pokemon
That
instead
looks
of
like-
yellow.
6 figures.
It is.
That's easily
Oh,
6
my
figures.
wait, no.
That's,
Yes, it
yeah,
is.
that's easily
Oh
6
my
figures.
lord!
Yeah.
You have a down payment on a house.
Well, I remember back in 2015.
I'm jealous of this question.
That's crazy.
I bought. So you go.
I
go on, don't
admire,
know.
I
my
admire your
God.
dedication so
Yeah.
much. I wish I
I
could commit to
collect-
something.
So I remember you could buy booster boxes on Amazon when I was buying them. I bought a
Really?
legendary collection booster box, which was about.
Can you send that to me so I can?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can put it on the episode.
That's crazy.
I bought that. It's like £300, and now it goes for like I don't know, 20 grand or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
For £300.
Yeah. And in the video, I mentioned this. I mentioned that because I'm sort of unboxing all my posts and all the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, there was a first edition base set, but it was going for 10 grand. I would never spend 10 grand on Pokemon cards. And then, of course, 2020 came around, $250,000. And I'm like, damn it, why not buy that 10 grand, you know?
It's always like that. You always could have been the guy
Yeah.
who bought. I could have got Bitcoin when it was.
Exactly.
Because I remember there was a guy in my university. What year would I have been in university? I would have been, what, 18? How old was it? 10 years
Yeah,
ago?
18 is university age,
2015?
normally.
2015. There was a guy who he had a fuck ton of Bitcoin, and it was when it like had already kind of gone up a bunch,
Oh.
and he was, you know, he just had like tons of it at that time, and I remember we were all like, oh wow, lucky guy, I got into it, and even if I'd just gotten into it then, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. God knows how much money he's got now.
Did he? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay,
he had a
was-
lot still, and I met him. And I didn't understand what it was. I was asking him to like explain it to me, but I didn't fully understand, and I thought it was weird.
Well,
Yeah,
it
probably-
was. It was.
yeah,
when
yeah, it
first
was
came
weird.
around. It was
Yeah.
like,
And
What?
I mean,
No one thought it was going to go anywhere. I had a friend in uni as well who bought Bitcoin like 2-3 days after it got announced or whatever. And we were just like, what is this shit? And he's like, I don't know. I've just paid like, $10 for one. It's like,
Yeah.
whatever. And I think he spent it on something.
oh, did he?
Yeah,
He didn't say
it was like a dinner
well, I mean,
or something. He was just
Oh,
like,
at
oh,
that-
this place you can pay in Bitcoin. I happen to have some. And he bought dinner with it.
at that point, you got to be like, you got to hope that you were smart enough to keep your Bitcoin. Or
Exactly.
keep like your
Yeah.
hard
Yeah.
drive with the Bitcoin on it.
Was that
you know?
person in Wales who lost their hard drive that had 600 million?
Yeah.
And
my
he's like, he said he like won't stop looking through this like tip.
Yeah,
to, like,
that's right.
try
Until
and
he
find
finds it.
Yeah.
But it would probably be crushed if anything, right? Like it
Probably.
could have been. And it would be in
I mean,
parts.
you just have to, at that case, you got to be like, man, I know this sucks, but you just got to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just,
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
get on
You
with
gotta
your
get
life.
you can't- you
cannot
can't-
have your whole life be dedicated to this. hard
I've got a
drive.
friend who he was into Bitcoin, but it was one step too complicated. And where he had to download something else and he didn't do it. And he still to this day is like, if only I'd done that. And you can't live your life like
No.
that.
No.
You can't. Like, what
No.
But who knows? You might have, even if you had it lying around, I'm sure a bunch of people sold the moment it like went up even
A
a little
tiny
bit.
bit.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were like, wow, it's gone up. Wow, $100 a Bitcoin.
I mean, I'm
It's
sure,
good.
I'm sure every kid who grew up with like Pokemon cards, taking it back to this, like who were just like, oh, it's irrelevant.
for
I'm
sure.
just going to chuck it out now. Not knowing that that
no,
was a down
Lord
payment
knows
on
I
a
did
house.
that, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
I think my parents actually made jokes about that at some point where I'm like, oh, I'm sure it'll be worth something someday. And
Yeah.
it was always like with this sarcastic flair.
Yeah.
And now you look at them and you're just like, shit, what the hell?
Oh, yes.
it was actually going to be worth
So
something.
you telling me this picture of a lizard is going to pay for my next house?
bit of cardboard.
Yeah, sure, all right.
It is scary though when you're just thinking, why is there such value for this? like
that's
the
what
value feels like too much.
It
crazy.
terrifies me. I
Yeah.
bought them because I just wanted to look at them.
Yeah.
And be a kid and be like, man.
Yeah.
that's- And now I look at them and it's scary.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
how like
It feels
you know?
reminiscent of the what was the tulips in the Dutch auctions way back.
The
you hear about this?
inflation?
The
Yeah,
inflation, where they were buying
the tulip
futures.
the tulip bubble.
Yeah, they had a bubble where
yeah.
they were buying like the promise of tulips because they were so expensive at the time.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think, and they were getting to the point where it was something ridiculous, like $10,000 a tulip. Or something.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, it was insane.
Jeez.
And then obviously it crashed. It does. I mean, I know it probably won't because it's a collectible, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just does feel insane to think this pack of cards is worth $100 grand.
yeah.
Yeah.
A quarter of
Yeah,
a
yeah.
million. You're like, this just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like I know that there's like history behind it and there's a reason, but like when you're looking at it, like, what the fuck?
It is.
Yeah.
It can become a very, very slippery slope. Like I'm probably one step away from where you are currently.
Oh.
Where like I've looked at some jungle boxes and I'm just like,
Do I?
that's 30
What is
grand
a
right there.
jungle box?
It's the booster.
Yeah,
Jungle
is the name of the booster set that they
yeah.
had.
So you had base
Right.
set, Jungle, Fossil, Team Rocket, Legendary Collection.
And those are the originals.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And when I bought in 2015, Legendary Collection was the most expensive
yeah.
because it had reverse hollows.
Yeah.
And now
What is a
they're-
reverse hollow?
It's where the image of the Pokemon isn't hollow, but the rest of
The
the
rest of the
card
card is.
And then there's different types of hollows. So those are fireworks, so they look like they're spritzing out. So
But Jungle, I think, out of all the OG stuff, is probably the most popular right now in terms of boosters, right?
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I have
okay,
a
okay.
feeling. There's been a huge surge of Jungle.
I just watched
recently.
that guy that opens them on the shorts.
oh,
Should I open it? Should I keep it? Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
And then they like just freak out, and I'm like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
man, good for you.
Yeah.
But I love watching it. I love
Is-
watching them open it, just because I'm like, I think I just want to watch someone gamble.
Yeah.
Look, it's just real.
Is that what it is?
No, it's
Oh.
just real life gacha.
Yeah.
That's all
Yes.
it is.
Yeah.
It's just
And every now and
Is
then.
it gacha if you're,
if it's that much money.
it's a lot of money and you're trying to? Well, some people are trying to collect, but there are a
Yeah.
lot of people who are just trying to
Invest.
attain
Flip.
value.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Right.
what the slabs are. All the PSA
PSA
slabs.
slabs.
Yeah.
All that's investment. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
yeah. It's all copium in different ways. You know?
That is copium. Loads of copium.
Well, we've millennialized like stock markets.
Yeah.
We've made it like, oh, I don't care about stocks and figures. I like Pokemon. Yeah. You see how much a base set pack goes for now?
Some stocks
Now
have good
these are the
returns.
stocks I can understand.
This is a Charizard.
I think there's just that obsession with like, it's like the stock market, boring and predictable.
Yeah.
The
Pokemon cards.
the Pokemon cards, the fact that I could 10x my value
Yeah.
instantly,
Yeah.
it does feel like
It's because
okay.
it has a fun picture to go along with
That's
it. You know?
exactly it.
It's,
And I think there's also the copium of like, oh, I like the card too. Whereas like I think some people, they are only doing it for monetary value or
Yeah.
whatever
Yes.
reason, but they're like, no, I love collecting it, and it's like, do you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of that now.
I
Yeah.
know,
Like in Japan, the card market is insane.
Stupid now.
There's
Yeah.
so like you can't go Akihabara and find decent prices at all.
No,
it's
no.
all. Like,
We got to go to the
super
hidden areas now.
yeah, hidden areas are just online a lot of the times.
But you can't trust the online. That's the thing. You got to go to a card shop and actually see the card physically to be
Yeah.
like, okay, this price, I see the card that's there. Because like I've heard so many horror stories of like people trying to buy expensive cards on like Medukari and just being scammed. essentially. And
Yeah.
because their return policy is kind of grey as well, so a lot of people have just taken advantage of that, being like, it's a holo, trust me.
Yeah.
I got
Need my yen,
scammed.
please.
I got scammed with Pokemon cards as well.
Really?
Yeah, it was Gumtree. You remember? You know?
Oh, I remember
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
use
like-
Gumtree all the time.
The
Yeah.
lawless eBay of the UK
Yeah.
is
And
Gumtree.
And you had to meet up in person.
Well, he was selling booster boxes, like the basic booster boxes. He was like 50 quid. And I was like, whoa, what a steal.
Yeah.
I'll buy 4. And then he just never sent them. And I was, like there was no guarantee.
Probably
with the
worth
money.
the risk.
Well, back then, it was still, that was a lot for what they were. Like
Yeah.
£200, £300 was a
Yeah.
booster
Yeah.
box back then. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. And I just want to have it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I used to go on Gumtree all the fucking time.
Did you?
Yeah. I used to just haggle. I didn't even want stuff. I would just haggle.
I just wanted to win.
I think I was just one of those people that was obsessed with getting a deal. So I think I would just mass spam people for like stuff that I was like semi interested in and just lowball the shit out of them until someone was like, okay, fine.
Were you like eBay because you can make an offer?
Oh no, because
No.
they get like aggressive on eBay if you dared.
Yeah, Gumtree is more like the Wild West,
It's like
where
Facebook
Because it was
Market.
often
Yeah,
it was people who just
exactly.
wanted to get rid of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I remember the one time I bought a 3DS XL from this guy. And he told me to meet up, and everything felt like a drug deal. The way he like was talking and the way he told me to meet was like, it wasn't like, hey, meet me here. It was like, there's a city hall. Meet me at the 3rd tree facing north to the bit. And I was like,
I'll be carrying around a stylus.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So I was standing next to this tree, and I remember he agreed to pay me. He was like, yeah, Pokemon Y is on it too, and it was the Pokemon Y, the branded one.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, sure, yeah, I'll get. And I was like 17 or 18 at this point. No, I was 18, and I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it, I'll come meet you there. And so I waited this corner next to the city hall in Swansea. I remember this, and there's a tree, and then a Porsche pulled up, and all tinted windows. Guy in a suit rolls down the window. It doesn't roll down.
Yeah.
He's like, Nintendo DS? I was like, yeah. And he's like, do you have the money? He said, do you have the money? I was like, yeah. So I hand the £50, and then he just takes it and then like kind of like almost like he's like trying to get rid of a bomb. He like, kind of just throws it out the window, pass it to me, and he's like, all right, and then just fucking like goes away.
It was probably stolen, maybe.
Might have been.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like he wasn't like, we gotta meet right now. He was like, what are you doing on like Wednesday? And I was like, all right.
Or it was like filled with cocaine.
And then the bastard, I opened this DS, and obviously he'd factory reset it, but already had used the code for Pokemon Y on like
Oh,
his
so you
system.
couldn't read-
I didn't, so I couldn't even download it. And I was
Bastard.
like, but I mean, it was £50.
That was the
Nintendo
catch.
DS,
Yeah.
3D XL, it's
Oh,
fine.
that's good.
It was a good price.
You
Yeah,
wanted
very
to drive off before you could check that.
Yeah.
That was
motherfucker,
That was it.
motherfucker. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
good Nintendo DS. But I just remember it was really weird. Gumtree was fun. I used to lowball the shit out of people. I was just fun. I didn't even want it half the time.
Is your favorite Pokemon dinosaur?
Okay, no.
Because there are dinosaur Pokemon.
Oh yeah, the fossils.
Yeah.
Love those guys. I love that.
Are any of those your
Best
favorites?
fossil Pokemon?
Best fossil Pokemon?
Oh, I have a soft spot, and it's not even that good. I like Omanyte because it's just like it's
Omanyte's
like
good.
a cute,
Omanyte.
it's like an
Yeah.
Ammonite.
He's a cute
know?
boy.
It's an Ammonite.
baby boy.
My favorite Pokemon is probably Psyduck.
That's such a wild.
Furthest thing away from dinosaurs.
I mean,
That's such a wild
I
card.
was cute that he just hurts himself.
Yeah.
He's just dopey and silly, you know. He's
enough.
cute. He's
Fair
cute, and he's got lots of merch. So
That's true.
There's a lot of
Japan loves Psyduck.
I saw you've been getting into Warhammer recently as well.
we're
Truly,
talking about the Emperor's
truly,
Chosen.
The full
Truly
dad route.
completed the dad
Fuck, I
route
want to
now.
get into Warhammer so
Yeah.
bad.
Dude,
I feel like it'd be so fun.
you will never regret it. Trust me.
I feel like I just won't be able to have any other hobby.
No. I have seen
It's
people.
an expensive hobby.
Not as expensive as Pokemon.
I mean, yeah, sure.
yeah.
Just wait until the miniatures become fucking...
Collectibles.
Oh my god, you have the Emperor's penis miniature. I need it.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, Warhammer fucking terrifies me because I've had people who have gotten into Warhammer. You are one of those people now, and it seems like once you get into Warhammer, you don't have time to do
No.
many things else,
Yep.
many other things outside from going into the
More
Warhammer, more Warhammer, because there's so many different aspects to it. There's obviously like the collecting aspect, the board game aspect, and then just the lore aspect as well. Because Sydney's brother has recently gotten into Warhammer, and he's read like 5 books over the past few
The
months.
40K.
Yeah, the 40K, Warhammer 40K
Yeah.
It's
books.
just like this also scares me. People are like 40K, like there's like different like
Factions.
Yeah, Age
things,
of
and I'm
Sigmar.
like,
There's 2
I'm
different
like,
basic games.
there's
basically.
5 books of one of them.
There's hundreds.
I know. No, that's. And then
Connor's
it's
like, I have to
and then it's
read.
like someone who like reads the books, and then I'll be like, oh, so like you like you play with the miniatures. They're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
They're like, no, I only fuck with the lore. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Honestly.
I think I remember this one because I had no idea. The only thing I know about Warhammer is that it's this shit you can buy from Games Workshop.
Yes.
Yeah, back in the UK. And so when Sydney's brother got into it, I was like, okay, I don't know much about Warhammer. Can you give like the basics of what even is Warhammer? I hear so much about it. He proceeds to talk for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And
You shouldn't have done that.
And I had
You understood none of it?
no idea. It had not helped me understand what
Yeah.
Warhammer was in the 30 minutes.
Like he was telling you what he's on right now, probably.
Yeah.
There needs to be like that entry level.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just overwhelming. So there's so much going on, and
Yeah.
like you said, you've got the painting side. You've got people who just build the stuff and don't
Yeah.
paint it. You've got the lore as well, like all the audiobooks and stuff, and the games as well.
Yeah.
You've got like the real-time strategy ones. You've got Space Marine 2 that just came out not too long ago as well.
Right.
So I mean,
Yeah, that's what terrifies me. It's just there's so much out there.
it's
like, where do I
depends
start?
up to you. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I started when Lord of the Rings had Warhammer. Back in the
wow.
day,
Oh.
I used to collect like the Urukai.
wow.
White Hand Samurai, and it was my friend who was in a 40K, and it wasn't until COVID happened again. I had no
Right.
time, like there's plenty of spare time,
Yeah.
and I had the Dark Souls board game. And
Oh,
that,
okay.
That has minis, and I started painting those minis, and then my friend was like, "Oh, you should try painting this thing,
This Warhammer
yeah."
thing.
So I paint like the Necrons, which are just metal boys, which you can't mess up. Just paint metal paint and slosh some shade on it, you're good.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to start something too crazy because then you're like, oh, not gonna paint ever again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've done it for 5 years now.
So are you just the lore kind of guy, or play the game kind of guy, or what?
The best thing to do is whatever you're painting, what faction, put on a lore video. Because then while you're painting it, you're learning like about the gun, you're learning about
cool.
the history, and you're like, yeah, that's great.
That's so sick.
But the problem is, the longer you're in the hobby, you switch. Because I used to be all about different alien races. Then
Right.
I
Yeah.
went now into Space Marines. You know, so
Right.
you end up with loads of different armies. I've lost count how many miniatures I've painted. But yeah, again, it's up to you whether you want really good quality stuff, you want an airbrush, and,
Yeah.
or if you want slap chop, which is basically just like dry brushing everything and getting it to a good standard.
So have you played Warhammer?
I played one game of this series so far of 10th edition, and that's it.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I played,
So wait, let me.
I
yeah.
played the one that just came out recently. That was
Yeah.
really fun. I enjoyed that
Oh,
one.
the
No,
video-
that's
the
a video game. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
the
something
video
different.
game. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
We're talking about the board game.
Oh, no.
So
Yeah.
over the years, the models don't change. Maybe new ones come out,
Yeah.
but the rules change, and the size of the board change.
Oh, so it's
And-
like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a new thing comes in.
They add new shit in.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately, like D&D, you can do it all online. You can see all the rules and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Games Workshop, they've got an app now, which you can kind of do, but it's still paid for. But there are other things out there you can find the rules.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so I've only had one game. I was really into 9th, I think it was. But to learn all the rules, I just like
Man,
painting.
I would love to get into it. It seems like so fucking fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you're
Hard to
playing
get
a
into.
game against like your mate or whatever, you're just having a good time.
Yeah, it just
It's
seems like
loads
a,
of
it
fun.
just
Yeah.
seems like a steep learning curve to get into, but I feel once
Yeah.
you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
start with what looks cool,
Right.
paint that, and then slowly build out from there.
Right.
Okay.
I think that's the best thing. Whatever you think looks cool, you don't get into the meta and like, oh, what's the best thing to play as?
Right. Yeah.
You know. Or even if it's budget, there's certain armies that are horde armies that need hundreds of models, and there's other ones which are
And they're
like,
expensive as well, right? They're pretty pricey.
horde armies are expensive no
Yeah.
matter
Yeah.
what.
Damn.
Or you can be like Henry Cavill and collect the Custodes, which like one model is like your army basically.
Right,
so,
right.
You know, and you can do it that way. So depending on budget, free time, all this different jazz. But yeah, get it, build it, paint it, play it.
Do it.